Welcome to Curio Clip's channel. Imagine a world, not of 7 continents, but of one. A single, colossal landmass stretching from pole to pole, surrounded by a vast, planet-spanning ocean. This isn't science fiction. This was our Earth, 300 million years ago. This was Pangea. But what was it actually like to live in this ancient supercontinent? Let's journey back in time and find out. The story of Pangea begins long before the dinosaurs, in a period we call the late Paleozoic era. Tectonic plates, the giant puzzle pieces that make up Earth's crust, had been slowly crashing into each other for millions of years. This epic geological collision forged a single landmass, Pangea, which means all lands in ancient Greek. Surrounding it was Panthalassa, the all-sea. So, what would you see if you stood on the shores of Pangea? The coastline would have looked dramatically different. Without the familiar shapes of our modern continents, the shore would have been a continuous, unbroken line. The ocean, Panthalassa, was immense, creating weather patterns unlike anything we experience today. Because Pangea was so enormous, much of its interior was incredibly far from the ocean's moderating influence. This created a climate of extremes. Think of a continent-sized desert, far larger than the Sahara. Summers were brutally hot and dry, while winters could be intensely cold. Scientists believe massive mega-monsoons would have battered the coastal regions, bringing torrential rains for part of the year, followed by long, severe droughts. Life in the heart of Pangea was a constant battle for survival against the harsh elements. Now, let's talk about the life that called this supercontinent home. This was long before the reign of Tyrannosaurus rex. The dominant land animals were a fascinating mix of early reptiles and synapsids, a group of animals that includes the ancestors of all mammals, including us. Picture this. Wandering through the arid landscapes, you might encounter a Dimetrodon. It looks like a giant lizard with a spectacular sail on its back, but it's actually more closely related to you and me than to any modern reptile. This sail wasn't just for show. It likely helped Dimetrodon regulate its body temperature, absorbing heat in the cool mornings and shedding it during the scorching midday sun, a crucial adaptation in Pangea's extreme climate. You might also see herds of Lystrosaurus, a pig-sized, plant-eating synapsid with a beak and 2 small tusks. These creatures were incredibly resilient. They were one of the few species to survive the largest mass extinction event in Earth's history, which we'll get to in a moment. Their fossils have been found across what are now South Africa, India, and Antarctica, providing key evidence that these landmasses were once connected. The plant life was just as alien. Instead of the flowering plants and lush grasses we know today, Pangea was dominated by spore-bearing plants like giant ferns, club mosses, and horsetails. Towering forests of conifers, like the ancestors of modern pine trees, covered the more temperate and wetter regions. One of the most common trees was Glossopteris, a seed fern whose fossilized leaves are found across South America, Africa, India, Australia, and Antarctica. More proof of this ancient, unified land. But the world of Pangea was not destined to last. Its very existence held the seeds of its own destruction. The immense supercontinent acted like a giant blanket, trapping heat from the Earth's core. This intense heat caused the mantle beneath Pangea to swell and stretch the crust. Around 252 million years ago, this pressure cooker environment exploded. Massive volcanic eruptions, on a scale we can barely comprehend, tore through what is now Siberia. For nearly a million years, volcanoes poured lava across an area larger than Western Europe, releasing catastrophic amounts of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. This event triggered runaway global warming and ocean acidification. The result was the Permian-Triassic extinction event, often called the Great Dying. It was the most severe extinction event in our planet's history, wiping out an estimated 96% of all marine species and 70% of terrestrial vertebrate species. The world of Dimetrodon and the vast fern forests was virtually erased. The survivors, like the hardy Lystrosaurus, inherited a nearly empty world. The volcanic activity didn't just cause an extinction, it also began to physically tear Pangea apart. Rifts started to form, valleys that would eventually widen into new oceans. Around 200 million years ago, as the first true dinosaurs began to appear, Pangea started to split in two. Laurasia in the north, which would become North America, Europe, and Asia, and Gondwana in the south, which would become South America, Africa, Australia, Antarctica, and India. The Atlantic Ocean began to open, slowly separating the Americas from Africa and Europe. As the continents drifted, their climates changed. The vast interior desert shrank, and more humid, stable weather patterns emerged. This new world, with its separate land masses and evolving ecosystems, paved the way for the age of dinosaurs to truly flourish. The world we know today, with its 7 continents and diverse oceans, is a direct result of Pangea's dramatic breakup. So, the next time you look at a world map, remember that the shapes of our continents are just a snapshot in time. They are pieces of a much larger, ancient puzzle, a single, magnificent land called Pangea. Its story is a powerful reminder of how dynamic our planet is, a world of constant change, destruction, and incredible rebirth. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey back in time. If you enjoyed exploring the lost world of Pangea, please hit that like button and subscribe for more adventures into our planet's amazing past. We'll see you in the next one.